Good day, everyone. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorites, which is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. So, before we're going to delve on my reflection and analysis about this literature, let us have first a summarized version of this literature. Ten strangers from various backgrounds receiving invitations to a mansion on Soldier Island off the coast of Devon, England. The guests arrive only to discover that their host, Mr. Ewan Owen, is absent. As they settle in, they notice 10 figurines on the dining table, each representing one of the guests. A mysterious gramophone recording accuses each of them of a heinous crime for which they have escaped justice. As a storm isolates the island from the mainland, the guests became increasingly unnerved. The characters are introduced, including Philip Lombard, a reckless soldier, Emily Brent, a strict and religious spinster, General MacArthur, a retired military man burdened by his past, and Vera Claythorne, a young woman seeking redemption. The remaining guests are Dr. Armstrong, Anthony Marston, William Bloor, Thomas Rogers, and his wife Ethel Rogers. Soon after their arrival, the guests are shocked when one of them dies under mysterious circumstances. As the bodies continues to pile up, paranoia and suspicion grip the remaining survivors. With no way to escape the island and no one else in sight, the group realizes that the killer must be among them. Each murder seems to follow a nursery rhyme. 10 little soldiers, and as each verse play out, another guest meets a gruesome fate. Tensions rise as the remaining guests suspect one another, questioning motives and backgrounds. Trust begins to erode and alliances form and dissolve. Everyone becomes a suspect, and as secrets from their past are revealed, it becomes apparent that each guest has a dark secret they would rather keep hidden. As the dwindling group struggles to survive in identity, the murderer, they start to suspect the island itself might be conspiring against them. In their search for answers, they uncover a hidden message that accuses them all causing the deaths of others, either directly or indirectly. So, my reflection on this written literature actually, it talks about justice and trust. The story revolves around 10 persons who are all invited in an island with a mansion. As their stay in the house became interesting because in every turn of the clock, the guests decreases their numbers one by one. As the body count of dead guests rises, trust and unfamiliarity with one another became their conflict, as they know that they are the only one who's in the island. But they came up with an idea that maybe they're being killed one another because of their doings or what have they done in the past. In the story, I've reflected that trusting someone is a very hard decision to take. It is either trusting that person can benefit you or that person could end up destroying you. And from my analysis, we can apply the psychoanalytic or psychological criticism because we can see that the killer has his own way of defining the word justice. The literature surely aims the readers to think while being entertained, and with that, our writer, Agatha Miller, aims at the mental capacity of the reader that even reflect on the killer who have a different understanding or meaning and the way of defining the word justice, even though it is very wrong or gruesome, but it surely aims that revenge is truly great if it reflects and does the same thing to the person.